This is, this is where the falling out begins. Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to the 227th edition of Cinema Effect. Yeah, what's up? What?
I'm just jumping straight into it off that. No time
Yeah,
for me to get over my feelings
process
or
his
whatever.
emotions.
Yeah,
I had to go quickly to make sure I got the bit of you saying I'm a prick in.
I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
Yo.
Yeah, of course. And PTA's number one fanboy, aka the ASMR enthusiast, aka Fitzy, aka Liam.
Oh wow, yeah, he's really bullying us this way. That's crazy. Hi. Yeah,
Hello.
I agree with Jaden's initial assessment. You know.
Oh, come on, God, you guys are terrible. You guys. Oh, anyway, well, we'll see. You know, I was thinking, like, soon we're gonna do the awards, and I'm gonna at the end of it say, and we'll be back next year for our 6th season. And it's like, will we though? You know, I don't know. I don't want to take this shit for granted at this point with how I'm being treated. So we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Love Lies Bleeding, which opened in the US on March 8th, 2024. It was directed by Rose Glass. Now, which genre do we prefer here? How do you feel about dark romance or erotic thriller?
Dark romance more, I think. I feel.
Yeah. I
mean, it's very sexy, very erotic, sure, but I feel like the
thriller aspect. They tried the thriller aspect a little bit. Oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah. I'm gonna need your help today, guys. The synopsis says: reclusive gym manager Lou falls hard for Jackie, an ambitious bodybuilder headed through town to Vegas in pursuit of her dream. But their love ignites violence, pulling them deep into the web of Lou's criminal family. Wow. Okay. Fitzy, what did you think of Love Lies Bleeding?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was interesting. I guess I think it was like a bit half baked, but I think I really what I love the most was just like the authenticity to a specific time and place. It took me too long to figure out this was like a period piece. I think I realized that when they showed like the Berlin Wall stuff on the radio or the TV.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I know why that's there. Yeah.
But yeah, like I appreciated it for like all the kind of specific details of this place and these like characters. This like southern US kind of spot and this kind of retro time. But yeah, the story, like there was some elements, especially the dark elements, which I felt were a bit like half baked. I definitely liked some of the turns that the plot kind of took, and I think the idea of like this underlying, filth and darkness is interesting, but just kind of doesn't fully pan out in the end, I guess.
Yeah. I pretty much agree with that, except I probably appreciate it a bit less. There was vision here, which is cool. I can see it and I appreciate it. The fact there was some, but yeah, I don't know. This movie didn't really work for me. It was going for a vibe. The vibe didn't work for me. And yeah. Jaden, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm on the opposite end of you guys. I love this film. I thought it was fantastic. Gripped me from the start with the kind of score and images, and it kind of kept me with the story and the characters and the way it progressed. I think the relationship is fantastic. Not that it's a good relationship, but like I just think it's a fascinating one to explore. And I thought it was really interesting. I think performances are incredibly strong. And I just think everything about it is just incredibly solid. I think it's really kind of an impressive kind of film from this year.
Shit. Okay. Well, I'm glad. I am glad that I was worried it was going to be kind of like, oh, what are we talking about? But I'm glad you liked it. Um, I don't know. Like, what did you get the most out of it? I guess. Like, I mean, that feels like considering it's easy for me to say because I didn't really like it, but I don't know. Like, so okay, you mentioned the strong performances. That's good. I do want to talk about the characters and stuff.
Let me just
But
search up a
like,
word before I use it because I want to use it correctly.
oh, okay, yeah, I appreciate that. I don't know. I guess just for me, um, I don't know what this movie was trying to be really. I feel like the things it attempts, like the relationship didn't work for me at all. Um, and I don't know, and the whole ending didn't work for me. I just don't know. It's building some, underlying dark romantic tension throughout that just didn't really pay off to anything, in my opinion. Um, so I don't know. Like, I guess, like functionally, what did the story sort of do for you, Jaden? In the end, like, did it stick the landing, or I don't know? It sounded like you were going to say something else that for this definition
Oh
that you
yeah,
got.
no, the word doesn't apply, so I'm not going to
Oh
use it.
shit!
Yeah.
You'd still use it anyway if you want.
No. The thing I think if you can't buy into the if you don't see anything in the relationship, I don't think you're going to get anything out of the movie because that really is the base point.
Right,
And I think
right.
as much as it feels like it's an image thing and it is a mood thing and a kind of vibes thing that kind of you guys have said already, and like a lot of people I saw on Letterboxd are echoing. I think
Yeah.
without I think you're going to miss out on a lot of it without you're going to miss out on the core of the film without the relationship, obviously. But like I don't know, I think you're not going to see anything more than it if you can't buy into the relationship. I think it's a really fascinating kind of study of like a kind of toxic relationship in a way that I don't know isn't really explored usually. Especially given like the queer cinema that I've seen, it's always tends to be positive. So I mean,
Mm.
it's interesting to see a negative twist on it. But kind of ideas of like what are you willing to forgive in a relationship, but then also like because like it's a kind of it's kind of like this blinding love thing that you see in the sister at first, and she's kind of like the first touchstone. But then as the film grows, you can see that it's in Lou as well, and then it's kind of in a lot of the other relationships that permeate the kind of the film. In that like this kind of blindness to the abusive relationships and the kind of like inability to escape them that all the characters kind of suffer from. Lou can't escape her situation, the sister can't escape hers. Jackie can't escape hers either. Like that's kind of what I was looking at and getting a lot out of.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So then right at the end, like for you, the outcome is kind of gross feeling, is it?
Yeah, because Lou's been turned into something that she wasn't. I mean, actually, that she was because we're told that she did terrible things with the father as well, like a right hand man. But
Yes.
that kind of goes back to her not being able to escape because she tried to distance herself from him. But even she's unsuccessful in that, she stays in the town. She's still the dad still has a vice kind of on her in that he owns a gym, and like obviously like we see throughout the film like her trying to give up the smokes is like a kind of direct kind of link to that, and like that's kind of like the most toxic relationship you can have in that is this thing that kills you, but you kind of can't get away
Mm,
from.
mm, mm.
So like throughout the film, as she's kind of gives it up at points and she can reject it, but then at the end she's smoking it as she's having a smoke as she has to kill Daisy as like a favor to Lou, almost to kind of finish off the job, as a favor to Jackie to finish off the job.
Yeah.
And I think like Jackie kind of gives her nothing but hardship throughout the film, but Lou immediately accepts it, and I think at the end we kind of see the peak of it in that she kills Daisy for Jackie. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it definitely gets darker and kind of grosser.
Yeah. Interesting. I really like the way you put that. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess Jackie's the same. Well, Jackie's a total mess, by the way. But I guess, like the steroids are similar for her throughout.
Yeah, steroids is an interesting thing because like she gets hooked on them straight away as soon as she meets Lou,
Yeah.
which kind of shows that Lou's kind of got destructive tendencies as well. But like I don't want to say that's the only thing that Lou does because but I feel like the focus on like the kind of destructive properties of the relationship is more meant to be more focused on Lou. But yeah, I guess it is a bit of a give and take, but I think
Mm.
Lou's life is the one that's thrown more out of whack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny. I sort of You're making good points about Lou. I kind of viewed it more as like, I don't know, Jackie's the disruptor coming into her life, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
But I guess through the lens of like when you were pointing these things out about Lou, I kind of, I don't know, like I sort of, it seemed like Jackie was the total mess to me. And she sort of ruined everything. Jackie was such an annoying character. I just want to get that out there.
Okay, I love Jackie. I thought she was great.
Yeah, she. I think it was just so. I think it's just a me personality thing. I think where they were so. She was so extremely fucked up, and then the way that rubbed off on Lou throughout, and then the way that it just made each other worse. Which as you're putting, is definitely the point. Where their behavior was just so extreme. I don't know, and they get themselves in these situations that just it's one of those things where like if you just do it to yourself to the extent where it just sort of annoys me, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it is mainly Jackie, and that's why throughout I'm kind of like, oh no, just leave Lou alone, you know, just bugger off.
Mm.
That's sort of how I don't know. I think that's sort of permeated throughout for me, where it kind of didn't allow me to see through these, you know, these cool ideas that you're talking about.
I don't think that you're not like you're meant to kind of feel that way. I think by the end, especially, it's like from the start, like Jackie's shown to kind of be demanding over Lou, and like she immediately asks, like, you know, next time you make me this, don't put the yolks in. You know, like she's just spent the night here. You know, she's trying to get to sleep here. You know, to like kind of as like a rent-free type of thing, and she's already like making a demand. And she's kind of, you know, pushing her way into Lou's life. So like we're not meant to really like Lou. We're not meant to think it's a good relationship by the end of the film, for sure. Which I think a lot of people haven't. I don't know. Because like I don't know if they haven't taken notice, but like all the top, like I went through like 4 fucking page of Letterboxd reviews, and they're all like, you know, blind to it.
This is what
like,
I want to be.
Not about like this is what I want to be, but it's like they just don't mention it. They're all like there's literally like 4 pages like joke reviews, maybe like which isn't really an issue because it's, you know, I don't think you should take Letterboxd seriously, but like it's just interesting to see on a film like this that some of the takes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
I lost my point when I was.
No. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, I guess.
I think I only like Jackie like through Lou's eyes, I guess. Like whenever Jackie had a solo scenes, I didn't really. I mean, I didn't hate her as much as it seems you did, Zach. But I was kind of neutral on her, I guess. But seeing Lou's kind of adoration of Jackie was the only thing that was kind of connecting me to her character, I guess. And then later on, when she became more fucked up, I think it was interesting, but I definitely became more detached from her. So I guess there was no point in the film where I was like liking Jackie or like invested in Jackie. Which probably like didn't help the overall experience. But like I don't know how much you're supposed to. I agree with Jaden's like that thing with the yoke is definitely supposed to be like important. Just like her initial grip on the relationship, just from like the get go, you know. So like there is something like controlling there, but I think you still have to kind of like the character a bit initially and see something more for it to fully work, I guess.
Yeah, because I read that as funny at first, you know. I was like, oh, you know, she's you know, she's having a bit of a laugh, you know. I was like, and then as it progresses, obviously, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and I do understand. I understand Jackie mostly in that, like, the only aspect of her that I really sort of felt sorry for, was just, you know, like her past, her home life and stuff. And when, you know, that scene when she calls back home, and I guess it was her adopted mum, I think, because she said she was adopted at some point, right? But then she calls back, and then the mum answers, and she's like, you know, don't call back here. That was terrible, you know. So I felt sorry for her in that respect. So I understand what that's the place she was coming from to be how she is. But yeah, it just sort of wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't quite. There wasn't quite enough for me to like. I get what you're saying about seeing it through Lou's eyes, I guess. But I don't know. I wasn't quite the same. It was just, and it just got to the point. It sounds like you were the same, Fitzy, where it progressed for you as well. Where, like, I guess my main turning point was probably I mean, I was on board with killing Dave Franco. You know, that's fine. That was cool. We got to see his death was pretty brutal. Um, and then Lou wasn't complaining about that either. I don't think too much. But I don't know. Then it just sort of progressed where that was sort of the first glimpse of a violent streak, and then the whole scene where she goes to Vegas with the bodybuilding comp was just like grossed me out so much.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, yeah.
and maybe this is part of it too. Like obviously Jackie's choices, we see her violent streak come out again when she beats the shit out of the woman and all that kind of shit. But I don't know. So there's actually a fair bit to break down here. Sort of my brain's going in three different directions at this scene. Yes, Jaden.
When did she call back home?
Towards the end, like
when she's at the police station.
No, where is she? She's outside somewhere. She's like at a gas station or some shit.
Does she?
When is that? Yeah, it's later-ish, but I'm just trying to think. Like, I guess it was obviously. Before.
Yes. No. Yeah. Sorry, I was scrolling the timeline to see it now. Yep.
You see it?
Yep. Sorry, okay. I thought you were thinking of the police station where she calls Lou's house and Daisy answers because that's when she says, "Don't call back here" or something like that.
Yeah, and then that's right.
Sorry, that's what I thought you were. Yeah.
Poor Jackie. Okay, I'm turning on Jackie because she's rejected all the time. You know. Okay, so. Okay, I want to focus actually a little bit on the bodybuilding aspect of the potentially of the movie, but then also just on that Vegas scene. The whole thing grossed me out for multiple reasons, and the bodybuilding is one of them. I don't know. How did you guys react to that? Because I feel like it's a very interesting choice to include and represent bodybuilding the way they did in the film. Make it a central sort of aspect, not just for the story and Jackie and her motivations and stuff, but mainly visually. You know, they really linger on. I don't know, like the whole recurring thing they do of Jackie's muscles about to burst and shit like that. I don't know. I just find it so gross, and it pivoted me to view. I mean, I don't like bodybuilding anyway, but it pivoted me to really dislike it in the context of the movie, and I feel like I'm wondering if that's the reaction you guys had as well.
I only had a reaction to I only had a negative reaction to bodybuilding. There's those scenes where you had the kind of slimy, gross sounds, I guess, and feeling like there was some worm moving through her body. But I don't think the bodybuilding in general is portrayed that badly. I think the presentation scene isn't supposed to be a gross out scene or a negative portrayal of the sport or anything.
Okay.
There might be something there, I don't know, but in general it's kind of celebrated, I guess.
Okay. I don't know, something about it just maybe it's my own personal again getting in here where it's just I find it so unhealthy and not it doesn't do it for me at all. And then the way the film just sort of felt like it was really focusing in on that aspect, and the way it was in that whole scene where Jackie's prepping and backstage and stuff, that sequence, it just felt like that it was really honing in on how much this is, her drive to do this is fucking her up mentally and everything, and how it's how it's not at all helping her situation. It's
her drive wasn't no one's fucking her, was the roids.
Yeah, but she wants to do the roids. Yeah, but she wants to do the roids to look the part.
Yeah, but that's only because Lou got hooked on him. To be fair, that is all Lou's fault. She wasn't on roids before that.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's all interlinked though.
Yeah, I mean, sure, look, maybe it is, but Jackie had been bodybuilding and and grinding the muscle long before she met Lou. I don't think it's really the disgusting side of it they see behind that scene.
Yeah,
isn't meant to be a reflection of that world. It's meant to be a reflection of the relationship and the effects of the relationship.
Sure. Okay.
So I just don't. Yeah. It is disgusting, and it is inherently it seems disgusting as a sports perspective because of how it's set, but it's not I don't think it's meant to be that at all. It's meant to be from the relationship side.
Gotcha. Well, it was probably working for that way just for me personally, I guess. But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's backed up by the whole fucking. If someone can explain the whole her vomiting up Lou scene. You know what I mean? Where it seems like that's what you're saying, Jaden. Where
yeah. I mean, it's the anxiety of the situation and all that shit that's coming together.
But yeah. Put in motion by the her relationship with Lou, I guess.
Mm.
I don't know. The whole bodybuilding thing. The thing about the film is that it's sort of, I don't know if this is what you're alluding to when you were saying aspects were half baked, Fitzy, but I agree with you. Maybe I'm not sure if it's in the same way, but I don't know. It just felt like there were two different movies going on here at sometimes in terms of having the sort of, I don't know, like the criminal crime aspect with the father and the, try and cover up the murders and,
Yeah.
bring him down, all that kind of thing. That felt like its own movie to me. And then the relationship, I'm not saying they're totally unrelated, but then it sort of felt like then the relationship and then the way that what we're talking about here with the themes of the bodybuilding and addiction and toxic and stuff. It's sort of, I don't know, that sort of felt like it could have been, it sort of exists parallel to me in the way that didn't fully link throughout, where it kind of felt like I was bouncing back and forth a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like the Ed Harris stuff specifically is what felt more half baked, and
Okay.
as you said, that underlying kind of darkness that they allude to a bunch of times, especially with that shot of him, those red shots of him by the mountain. I feel like they do that like a few too many times, and it kind of becomes a bit of like a lazy way to communicate his evil or whatever. Whereas I feel like we could have delved deeper into that. Just like I didn't feel he was that intimidating or evil or whatever. Like not enough to justify the whole sub theme of the movie or whatever, where like Lou and Lou Senior are like connected in that way, right? Because like I think that's a major part of the film, the fact that Lou doesn't want to like see herself in her dad, but the problem is that Lou never feels that evil, and Lou Senior never feels that evil. So it's just kind of like whatever. And I think that was the main thing that felt half baked. I mean, if I'm gonna like segment the movie into the two different parts, the relationship and bodybuilding parts, and the the darkness and family parts, I think the relationship part's actually probably a lot stronger. So yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much entirely agree. Yeah.
In the red and black scenes, though, like it's not only Lou Senior. Like we see Jackie and other characters. I think Lou, right? I think we see Lou. Like it's not a focus on Lou Senior in those kind of red and black scenes to show like that he's like he is the evil presence. Like all of them kind of have it.
I don't know if Jackie is there, but
Jackie has one.
Does she?
Yeah.
But I feel like he's kind of the origin of it. He feels like some kind of like satanic figure that's like, it feels symbolic. It feels like that's what's kind of drawing them all in.
But he's kind of like the original toxic relationship for Lou, though. That's the thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like he is like the origin of it, in a way.
Yeah.
Like because like in it being Lou's perspective, like he is the first. He is like the big sin. He is the big evil to her. So I think it's warranted. Like we don't really get too much of a glimpse of his crime organization to feel it, but like as it is from her perspective, I think it's fine.
No, I think it's warranted. I think it makes sense. I think the intention is good, but I just feel like putting him on this like symbolic pedestal where he's like this original sin, fucking evil father. He does come off as badly as that symbolism kind of portrays in his actual individual scenes. Like he lounges around in his kind of fucking in his in his dressing gown or whatever, and he just kind of feels like, I don't know, he's like a shitty guy, but he never lives up to that symbolism, I guess.
I mean, he sends someone to kill his own daughter.
Yeah, but I mean, his actions are evil, but he just the character it doesn't feel intimidating or evil enough for me to like for it to match with the constant allusions that we get to his character.
I agree. I think I think that's probably one of the root causes of why I end up sort of feeling opposite about the characters to how I meant to. Is that, did you put Ed Harris on screen? I love Ed Harris. Like I'm more like by default I'm there. Great. Now I want him to play. So it's like, okay, well now I need him to be really, give me something that's going to make me, despise this guy. The whole dude, I was rooting for Ed Harris the whole time. Like I just straight up, because like as I said, for me, like these other characters are like they're so annoying with their extreme behavior, getting themselves into shit. That Ed Harris is like, I don't know, he's like a stable guy. He's like, and then when he's offering
He's not a
Jackie,
stable guy.
don't get me wrong, I understand. Like, I'm fully aware that like
He's eating
obviously
insects and shit.
yeah. And he's like, obviously there's meant to be this criminal, what do you call it, overlord or whatever, underworld guy. But I don't know. And then he's like offering Jackie help, and at this point, I'm annoyed with Jackie because she's so erratic. And it's
But
like
he's not offering Jackie help. He's setting her up the whole time. He's manipulating her.
But he's working. He's sucking me in, mate. He's working. he gets me, and I'm like, I don't know. I like this guy. He's kind of cool, and I feel like the whole. I agree with Fitzy that, like, with him meant to be this really evil character, sort of hanging over the other characters and stuff throughout. I get their past, but it was just a lot of tell don't show for me. Not showing where. I don't know. He comes in. Lou goes on and on about he's done all this evil stuff, and that's why his mum left him. I don't know. I haven't seen him do anything that bad. Like again, at the end, he does.
Yeah, because that's just supplementary stuff to the main plot, though. Like you don't need to see, you don't need to see him executing fucking 15 people. Like
not necessarily that, but I needed something. I needed something else. I really did in order to buy it. Because it just ended up feeling flat for me to the point where, like, I don't know. I was still rooting for him in the end. I kind of wanted him to win, to be honest. And then I feel like them dropping the whole aspect of like, when they introduced right at the end that Lou used to be her dad's right hand man and she was complicit. Like that's what they imply, right? That she's like, she was his.
Yeah.
They dropped that way too late. That was like way too little, too late for me. I'm just like, now you're just dropping another little factoid for me. I don't know. I needed some more development.
I think it's fine for it to be introduced there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue at all.
I think
it's right at the end, isn't it?
I think the timing is fine. I just think it's the same kind of thing with Lucinia where it doesn't feel fully justified. Or I just don't believe that Lou... I don't know, it just doesn't feel that believable that like Lou is kind of doing did that or is,
right.
That bad. I don't know.
That she's like, because earlier, like her whole vibe throughout the movie and when we meet her and stuff, like when she initially says she stays away, she doesn't talk to her dad because, she doesn't like what he does. Like that match, that was cool. That felt right. I didn't get a sense that there was something else, like there was like guilt in it. You know what I mean? Like, because I also, participated. It was sort of just another layer I didn't feel throughout, I guess.
But she also feels like pretty empathetic as well, just in general.
Yeah. I also don't know how much we're meant to trust that statement as well, that she stays away, given that he owns the gym. And I feel like, I'm gonna blow your mind here, right? With the title, maybe it's not Love Lies Bleeding, maybe it's Love Lies and Bleeding as like, the
like sex lies on a videotape.
Yeah, so maybe like the lies are like the lies that people tell in the film, and Lou's telling lies about the relationship, not necessarily like to like cover her ass, but like just as like an ignorance thing to herself. It's like she's like not that involved with her father when like in reality she is, because he's the one that pretty much gives her livelihood. So like, she might not like it, but she's still involved. And like I think like it's kind of like the lies we tell ourselves and the lies we tell others, in kind of our relationships. That kind of is that aspect of, and I think that kind of not justifies, but I think that all kind of works together to their relationship for it to all function.
Yeah, okay. I like that. I was thinking about the title in terms of I read in the trivia. It's like it's a flower,
a plant, yeah,
a plant. Yeah, sorry, yes. I was like, okay, but I was thinking like, is it like? Well, I mean, it's obviously it's got to be highly intentional that there's not commas in the title, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it's like, but so like either way, it's I guess that maybe that's just meant to create ambiguity of like, is it the 3 words, or I was thinking like, is it meant to be like a sentence, like as in like I know you would need another word, I guess, but it's like, is it meant to be like in love lies bleeding kind of thing? Like there's bleeding in love. I don't know.
No, like love lies bleeding functions in the sentence itself, though.
Does it? How so?
Love as a subject, and like and take it as like a bleeding heart, or like take love as like one of the characters, like take Lou as love, and she lies bleeding, for example. Like if it works
Yeah,
as a sentence,
you
doesn't
can
it?
have a 3-word sentence. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay, but then wait, hang on. But then lies doesn't have the same meaning, I guess, right?
Yeah,
but
it doesn't.
it's double edged, you know.
Double. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, it all works. Yeah, it all means the same thing.
Uh,
Sure. I get you. Well, okay. How did so one of my main takeaways from the film? I don't know. So I was dog sitting this week, and I was at the house I was at had this like pretty great surround system, and like the opening was pretty awesome with the sound. I don't know if like anyone else noticed that, or if that. I was thinking like, is this just because I'm
Yeah.
here, or is this actually noticeable for everyone else? Okay, well, I'm glad you guys are nodding to that. Yeah, the sound at the start like really hooked me in, and I feel like they use sound really well throughout, and the score to to communicate everything. So I'm just wondering, like, throughout, there any standout moments for you, Jaden, or if like that was really contributing to everything?
yeah, I loved all this like I know a lot of people grow like reading the Letterboxd like stuff again. Like a lot of people grossed out by like quite a bit of squelches and stuff like that. And I think I was at like one of the test screenings I was reading, like there was like a really visceral reaction to like the squelching and shit like that and the gore. But like yeah, I think it all functions, and I think it all works really well. I think like some of my favorite parts of the sound though was when the soundtrack kicked in, and like you kind of have these like obscure kind of like 80s kind of like synth pop shit, and like Transformer and like Move On, or like what the fuck are they called? You know, when she's like, I am a Transformer, call me Marley, call me Gino. Dude, that shit fucking nice mover. Yeah. Dude, that was hard as. So like yeah, like I think like some of my favorite stuff was just like the kind of like montagey bits with like some of the with some of the soundtrack.
Yeah, cool. The other main part that I noticed was, I'm going to describe this terribly, but like when like the score like sort of distorts, or like goes like like the weird like beeping sounds come in. You know what I'm talking about? What's a better way to describe this?
Give me a noise.
Why are you doing this to me? You know the noise I'm talking about, don't you?
No,
Don't
you need to give
know.
me the noise, man.
It's just the score going, and then he goes like that kind of shit,
Like a scratchback of like a record. What was that? I actually don't know what the sound.
You don't know what I'm talking about, Jaden? Do you know? Hang on, was this like an error with my sound? There was definitely points in the score where it was like, yeah, like not a scratchback, but like it's like it was like a digital replica, something of it. But it was like coming in like shit's mess. It coming in. I feel like it was
a
in
metal
the movie.
Scraping sound.
Kinda, yeah, and it felt like it was coming in at very moments that felt appropriate. So I assume it was in the movie. Because it was coming in that stuff when Jackie's like basically on losing her mind, and it was just like totally messing with the score.
We're gonna need another sound, Zach. This is this verbal description is not doing it.
So like if you go to like 40:52, like when Jackie attacks Dave, like I think that's kind of what you're talking about, where like you kind of get this like kind of digital artifact sound.
Sure. I mean, if you can, yeah, a digital artifact sounds like what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember it specifically in that scene, but sure, yeah.
No, because I was trying to find an example of it. And I think like because I can vaguely recall what you're talking about, and I was like, like I guess that's what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm at least somewhat glad that I'm not insane. Maybe I was having a Jackie moment, where I was like, that was just my sense of reality crumbling around me. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I thought that was cool. I thought the use of the sound, and then like I said, what was that sound at the start they were using? That sound design at right in the first shot was. I know they use it. They use it a couple of times. It really, I don't know. Talk about inherently just pulling you in with the sound. It was great. Jackie growing big though, yo.
Yeah, do I need to clarify to you that she didn't actually grow big? Like, it didn't go like sci-fi for a second?
I assume she didn't, but like you guys probably know the second that happened in the movie, you guys probably knew I hated it because it's just the kind of shit I hate. But yeah, like I don't know. Well,
did you also realize that she was taller in the scene where she kills Dave Franco? Like she was,
no.
she filled the room, like in terms of height,
Oh,
not width.
I thought that was more. I thought that was just. Oh, I guess she did.
Yeah.
I thought it was a perspective thing because the camera was below her.
No, because like there's like a wider shot of like the actual thing, and she towers over Dave.
Got it. Okay, so that actually happened earlier, and I should
Yeah.
have spotted it.
And it's kind
okay,
of it kind of functions with all the hulking out with the muscles and stuff like that. Like it's a repeated motif, it doesn't come out of nowhere.
Yes. Well, that does make it better.
But also, it's how Lou perceives Jackie in that moment.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that makes sense. So, in the sense of like, obviously she's this powerful figure, but like, do you think it's like in a positive way? Like, oh, she's saving us. Like, is it a positive lens?
The thing is, I think she sees it positive, but like, I don't know how much she actually does in that scene.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I don't know. She probably tackled him and pinned him down.
Mm.
So I guess she did save them.
Yeah. But then also, like, as a thing for Jackie, kind of circling back to her own strength rather than like the strength of the gun that Ed Harris was talking about earlier, kind of neatens that story up as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Not story.
Yeah,
but
I guess I'm just wondering if it's more of like is it like an admiration thing of like, look how she's such a
in
great
that
person.
moment, yeah, from Lou's perspective, it is admiration.
You think it is? I guess the opposite would be like it's that she's realizing, oh shit, I'm in love with a monster kind of thing. But I don't think so.
Well, it could be that, but she's blind to it. Is the other part of it?
Right. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Dude, was Daisy not the most annoying character of 2024?
I mean, she was meant to be, right?
Oh yeah, but it worked. Yeah, she sucked.
She was top billed on IMDb for some reason.
She was very highly billed in the opening credits too.
Yeah,
of the film,
but she wasn't a name I recognized. I don't think.
Neither. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Yeah. Dude, yeah, no, I will say though, like, in little moments and stuff, like that moment she got shot was great. That freaking the blood and the brain spatter just on Kristen Stewart. That took me totally by surprise. I thought it was a cool shot.
I don't think I've ever hated a cat in a film more than when that little prick started licking the blood. I'm like, you're gonna ruin it for her. And I was like,
yeah, when the blood started spilling out, that was nasty. That was nasty. I thought she was done for sure. That is where the tension worked for me in the film, like just in terms of like hiding the bodies and needing Ed Harris going to bail you out or not, kind of thing.
That shot of them sending the car down like the ravine, was that miniatures?
I don't know.
Did it look like anything particular to you?
No, it didn't stand out to me.
There's just a quality about it that I'm like, this kind of looks like a fun little miniature.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know whether the way it was shot, it kind of tilt shifty maybe, and it kind of felt like a toy. But it just felt like not out of place. Like it was cool, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I just like
yeah. But I imagine if this kind of film, like if it was CG, it probably would have looked different, right?
Yeah, because it didn't feel the same as like the CG for the muscles. Like that felt obvious, whereas this didn't feel like an obvious kind of CG moment.
Yeah, I agree. Ed Harris originally wore very long hair extensions as a joke, but Rose Glass decided to keep them in the film. They were definitely the most defining characteristic for me, for sure. Harris turns up. He's got those going on. I mean, dude, the haircuts in this movie are just fucking terrible, but I guess that's the 80s for you.
I mean, just on Jackie before, that's like too late. Like the whole Jackie being her hero thing in the end and turning big, like I think that's obviously just like what Lou sees from Jackie from the start, that she's just like her savior, and that with this with these like dominating men kind of in her life, she's like a strong like female figure to like look up to or whatever. So like I think that's why Jackie makes sense to me through Lou's eyes, because it's just this kind of intense, it's this limerence or whatever. It's like it's not only that she's just like attracted to her or whatever, it's like she provides what she kind of needs in her life, or what she wants in her life or whatever. So yeah, all that stuff kind of makes sense to me through Lou's eyes.
But she's still trading one toxic relationship for another. Like, she trades a town and a dad for Jackie, you know?
That is
Like, you're right in that she's a savior and that she's finally able to move on from that place. But, like, it's not entirely positive in that, you know, she's kind of wrapped up in this relationship now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all love in the film is like compromised. But yeah, you're right. She trades one for the other. But I think it's obviously more positive in the end, you know. You don't. Yeah.
No, I don't reckon. But maybe.
They had that show where they were running through the clouds, Jaden.
Yeah, because that was like a dream-like kind of thing of when she rescues her, but then she's like brought into this like violent reality as she's like delirious from driving, and she has to kill Daisy, man.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. I mean, I'd kill Daisy any day, but yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah. Are there any other performances we want to share, or any performances we want to share in particular? I feel we haven't said Jenna Malone's in this movie, by the way. Just to make sure we touch on everyone. She was there.
I mean, she was good. Jenna Malone was very good.
Her bruised face makeup was ridiculous, but
ridiculous good or ridiculous bad.
I think it was good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of harrowing, you know, to look at. It was kind of gross.
It looked. It was very gross. It just looked way over the top to me. It was
like physical representation of the destructive properties of her love.
It looked like she looked closer to like a clicker in The Last of Us than like a bruised face. It was like coming off her face. I was like, what the hell is that? I get there's a bit of swelling and shit, but you know.
Yeah.
You see, unlike wrestling, this isn't fake, Zach. People get hurt in this, and
they sure do. Dave Franco got hurt real bad. That was cool. Jaw fell off. Yeah.
That was CJ though.
Was it?
That was obvious, but like that's what I mean. Like the CJ there was obvious, whereas like I was looking at the car shot again. I don't know what it is about the car shot. I like it. I just want to kind of circle back a bit, and like I do agree to an extent with in terms of like what you guys were saying before about half baked. Not to that extent, but like I think that you know I think it's a really solid first and second act, and then I think it does lose it a bit in the third, and kind of that. I think it stumbles a bit in its clarity. I think yeah, that's kind of where I do kind of see your point in your guys' perspective on that.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you see our point, Jan. Thank you. We usually make pretty good points, Fitzy and I, you know.
I mean, Leon does from time to time, but
thanks, man.
Yeah. No, remember, we need to continue the energy from the start, you know.
Yeah, you prick.
I can go to Luke's review anytime, so feel free to if you got.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna take a while to get through that one. Yeah.
What a classic.
Spooky wrote in, well, sort of, and said his review here. He wrote Indie, Gym Rat, She-Hulk, 5 out of 10. Thank you, Spooky. That's not bad. I didn't hate it as much as these guys were making fun of it. I don't think it's that bad. You know. I'm trying to get. Can you tell I'm trying to get in good with Luke?
Yeah, that's a good summary of his feelings, though. You know, it's
We could probably prescribe one of those descriptions to each of us. You know, Gym Rat, Indie, She-Hulk.
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh my god. Yeah. I wouldn't debate it. I mean, yeah. She-Hulk's the tricky one, but I don't disagree. I'm fine with it.
Sorry, do you mean in relation to the movie or us?
No. I thought. Are you talking about as people?
To be called a Gym Rat. You're fine with being called a Gym Rat? Is that what you're saying?
I'm fine with being called a Gym Rat. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with being Andy. That makes sense.
Yeah. I was more just thinking like, is Jaden fine with being She-Hulk? And like, but I don't know. I've got no better alternative.
I mean, yeah, it's just a leftover, you know.
Wow, that's really harsh when you put it that way. But okay.
But his physique is more like hulky, you know. It's more bulky than me, at least. I don't know. It's more wide, you know. I don't know. Oh, good.
All right.
What it is? Am I wrong?
No.
All right. Well, let's get to our final verdicts for Love Lies Bleeding. Fitzy.
I don't know. I think I'll give it a 6. I think it was like a few drafts away from being like pretty great. As I said, I think I appreciated quite a bit about just the scene, the mise en scene as it will, the vibe, the time, the setting, the characters. But yeah, nothing. It didn't fully congeal and you know, I don't know. It didn't fully conflate and congeal and bake and cook and, you know, complete itself. So
Yes.
yeah, I'll give it a 6.
What's the word when like bread rises in the oven? Isn't there a word for that, or for what that's called?
Probably.
Yeah, rise.
Right. Yeah.
Is that it? I feel like there's like the process has a name. I don't know. 100% sure, but whatever that is, I feel like that would also be another one you can tack onto your sentence.
Proofing is that? Proofing sounds wrong.
I think proofing is part of it, but isn't that more to do with the dough?
You're asking the wrong person right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, you use congeal, so I just assumed that.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So what would you say the
But
film
I don't know baking
didn't fully proof?
Didn't proof. I don't think that the term Google giving me is fully accurate, but let's just use that anyway. You know, language is made up anyway, so it's like we can just start.
Very true.
Start now, and in a few years it'll be proper terminology.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear from people who do a podcast. Okay, I'll give it a 4. Didn't really work for me in the end. Yeah. I do really appreciate your insight, Jane. Genuinely, like, you helped me a lot understand the themes of the film and stuff, and I'm glad I understand them better. But yeah, it just didn't. It still didn't really function for me though. Jaden.
Yeah, I gave it a really strong 8. Yeah, loved all of it, pretty much.
There you go, guys. That's what respectful disagreement looks like. Which I think that's the first time I've ever done that. You know, we usually yell at each other and shit, as evidenced by the start.
Yeah, go watch all the other episodes to verify that fact.
That's it. Do we want to talk about Nolan's next movie, or do we just go to highlights?
No, we should spread some bullshit so we can get some tracks. Yeah.
Spread some bullshit?
Yeah.
But what bullshit are we spreading? I thought we were talking about the real news.
Yeah, we'll do real news, but then we sneak in fake news, you know, to make it like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland and Zendaya, so it's actually the next Spider-Man film where they ride helicopters and, you know, I don't know. There'll be some Hans Zimmer there as well.
Is he working with Hans again, or is that just over?
I don't know.
I made that up. I thought we were.
We don't know.
Oh yeah, I know you made it up, but I just thought it was because I read Dunkirk this week, and I was just thinking, I was like, is Hans ever coming back? I was like, he likes Ludwig now, you know.
Yeah, that's sad. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I guess, is it a situation where like winner stays on, you know, like, and then like, well, next time Ludwig's like he gets a conflict in scheduling, but like, it's tricky because it's like, okay, next time Ludwig's not available, then you go back to Hans or whatever. But then like, what's Ludwig gonna do over an Nolan movie? Like, what's he like? Isn't this the priority over any scheduling?
Yeah, he's got another 20 years in his career before he can start having other priorities, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And Zimmer is at that point, but that was the thing. The only reason he didn't do Tenet was because he was doing Dune, which is because that was like his wasn't that like his boyhood dream? What is this called Dune? So it's like, okay, that makes sense. And then that's where it all started. That's where it all fell apart for the Zimmer Nolan collaboration. So now it's like, I don't know. I guess it's just going to be like for the foreseeable future until he gets to this Zimmer status where like he can just do whatever he wants, and he gets offered this dream thing. And like, in 20 years, like you're saying,
he gets offered June again.
yeah. June remake. Yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
What else can we spread?
Damon and Hathaway in it apparently as well. I mean, Damon,
Yeah.
yes, but Hathaway was the other part of that announcement from this morning.
So do you think if okay, going with the helicopter theory and that they're pilots, the thing is that like Damon's the mentor and Holland's the mentee, the younger pilot in this movie. So
Who's
if
the
we're going
mentors?
with that,
No, shit joke.
what?
No, that's a terrible joke. Yeah.
Say it again. It was funny.
Who's the mentors? You know, the mentors.
I actually like that. That was worth me rehearing. No. Like, wouldn't you think? Okay, by default, is Anne Hathaway like going to be like Matt Damon's wife or whatever?
Well, hopefully they do a little bit of fun and they swap it around. You know, Zendaya's dating Damon and Hathaway with Tom Holland.
That's good because that's what I was going to say. Like, well, then does that just make
My
Zendaya
swap.
Tom Holland's partner?
No, I'd
But
buy
then-
into those relationships. I'd pay money to see those relationships. But, you know,
Do you think they would? Oh, I was about to say one of the most stupid things I've ever seen on there. But I was literally about to say, do you think Tom Holland and Zendaya would want to play a couple on screen? Like they haven't already multiple times. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, okay, my point is I feel like Nolan, I don't know, would he do that? Would he put them together?
I think you would. I think he's been buying into pop culture for quite a while now, and like it's something like you like I watched like rewatching Dunkirk. You know, he sneaks Harry Styles in there. In Tenet, he gets Travis Scott on the score. Oppenheimer, you know, maybe a bit of a jump over, but like this might be his next acknowledgement of pop culture and like kind of endorsing this like Tom Holland and Zendaya relationship.
Such a weird progression, but sure. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, he's like, I mean, to the Harry, I guess more so to the, I mean, maybe a bit Travis Scott, more to the Harry Styles thing though. It proves that he's just like, he'll just go with it. Like he's unafraid of like, oh, people will think that's, I don't know what they'll think about it. Like, oh, Harry Styles is in, you know, oh, you put them like he'll just do what's best for the movie, what he thinks best for the movie.
Oh,
So if he
actually,
thinks
for
everything
Oppenheimer,
together-
it was having Roderick in it. Because he acknowledged it in the interview. He goes,
Kevin
"Yeah,
Bostwick.
Roderick rules." You know, he goes,
Oh, yeah,
there is pop
right.
culture.
He's unafraid of that kind of shit. Yeah, you know
Mm.
what? You've convinced me. They're going to be a couple in the movie. You've convinced me.
What do you interpret future helicopter pilots being?
It's going to be like I don't know, like so future New York. I don't know, high tech helicopters and.
Yeah. I mean, there's gotta be some
Sorry.
element of like a challenge to it, right? So like maybe New York will be like filled with some kind of or maybe it'll be like I don't know. Maybe it'll just be filled with objects in the sky or some shit. I don't know. But there's gonna be something to it, you know. Maybe it'll be overgrown or something. I don't know.
Right, it's like the apocalypse.
Yeah, it'll be like Blade Runner, LA. You know, they'll be piloting in the middle of this like labyrinth of.
Yeah.
you know,
What if it's just like something like a kind of like
Written
end of
out.
watch or like ambulance type situation where like it's just kind of like just really tight focus on this like helicopter crew and like their day.
so like a thriller? That would be
Yeah.
That would be
Have
interesting.
you seen End of Watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like I reckon, like, you can do something like that. You know, future New York.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to Fitzy's point about Blade Runner, that is kind of what I was trying to say. Where I feel like you imagine this futuristic setting, sort of Blade Runner, like not literally, but you know, where and then the tech sort of is equivalent to that, and then and you put that in like an end of watch situation with these pilots. I don't know. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really struggle to get behind helicopter pilots as a premise. So
It is funny. It's very funny, dude.
It's very funny. And what's the time element this time, by the way?
future.
Oh, the fact it's just in no, it needs to be more than that.
Yeah,
It can't just be in
yeah.
the future.
Maybe there's like a chrono device future thing
Yeah.
that the helicopter pilots are transporting, and they get sent forward or backwards.
Wow.
Ooh. Could be like Looper. Oh, what if Tom Holland and Matt Damon are the same person? Oh my god.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the
And then
mentor.
Aaron and Hathaway are the same person.
Yeah, that one's a little less likely, but
Yeah. Oh man.
potentially, yeah, maybe.
Sure. Wow.
Well, they might do like an altered carbon thing with like sleeving, you know.
True.
Oh man. You know, I genuinely find this really funny. Like the whole discussing the potential like premise. Dude, the thing is though, And it kind of does sound funny, like when we start talking about it and like what Nolan would do and shit. But the thing is, though, I know the second I see the first trailer, I'm going to think it's the fucking coolest thing ever. Like I guarantee it. There's no world where I'm like, oh, that looks a bit lame. Like there's no.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to happen. So that's why I feel comfortable making fun of it now, because I know like I'm not going to be making fun of it in a year. I promise you.
Imagine everything we just said is exactly what it is.
but it's going to be sick. It's going to be sick.
Well, I think you said like when Oppenheimer was coming out, you said like you're excited for Oppenheimer, but there was a part of you that just kind of wanted the sci-fi futuristic Nolan. So you're getting what you wanted finally, which is
yeah.
I mean,
true.
I'm excited too. So yeah,
that's how I felt about Dunkirk as well. Probably more so.
Sorry, you don't like the history shit, the historical shit.
Nah, history's boring, man. Yeah. Atonement did it better, you know. Now it's time for our highlights of the week. Jaden, will you be talking about Dunkirk?
I will be talking about Dunkirk because that's the only thing I watched this week. Bro, watching this movie makes me sad because, like, how do you make a movie like this and not fucking win Best Picture? Like, what more do you have to fucking do? Fucking make a fish fucking movie? Like, dude, I love Del Toro, but bro should have won that.
No, I agree.
And like I was looking at that Best Picture list. Honestly, nothing better. Like, I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name yet. Fair enough. Oh, and Darkest Hour. That like those are the two I'm missing. I can't imagine I'm gonna like them more than Dunkirk. No. I can't imagine they're going to be on the technical level of Dunkirk. No. I can't imagine they're going to be. I mean, Darkest Hour might be, given Gary's performance is meant to be really great. I should really get to that. It's been sitting on my shelf for fucking 4 years. But yeah, no, dude, this film just blows me away every time. It is so fantastic. I think the time element is brilliant. I know a lot of people think it's like stupid and convoluted, but I think it's a fantastic way to tell 3 tiers of your story simultaneously. And like not have to like overstuff it all into like with the 1 hour time span or like have to bloat one of the other things. I think it's a really clever way of going about it. I think it looks amazing. I think it is like he does some crazy shit here, and like I think him strapping a fucking IMAX camera to a plane is worth it. I think him fucking blowing up shit is worth it. I think everything he does in this film is just so worth it. I think the choice to film in an actual ocean rather than a pool is just beyond worth it. Like, everything in this film is just, done to the nth degree and pays off so brilliantly. And I feel so sad for him that this didn't win, the big two. It is fantastic. And like, oh, dude, Zimmer, like, don't talk about Zimmer and Nolan, dude, he went fucking nuts on this score, dude. Like, I remember back in the day when it came out, and like I think Supermarine was the first song they released, like the 9-minute track, and I was like, oh my fucking god, man! I was like, it's brilliant,
levitating shit.
Yeah, it is just everything done so superbly, and it is just the most impactful of kind of just punchy and just in its bullets, in its story, in its characters. Like I know people probably think the characters are a bit shallow, and yeah, sure, compared to Nolan, they're probably a little bit fleshed out, but that's because the situation takes priority. But I think having like between Mark Rylance's drama with Barry Keoghan and the other kid, and then the whole drama with the Frenchman, like very valid stuff, I think. And then Tom Hardy, and his ultimate sacrifice for the boys on the beach, like fuck, man, it's like, dude, this is top tier shit, man. It really is, and it yeah. He was done dirty in 2018.
I agree.
Done dirty. Dunkirk.
Oh,
whoa. Oh, shit.
Whoa. I agree. Look, I love Tenet, I love sci-fi Nolan, as Fitzy's pointed out, but like, I get it. I get why the Academy, those snobs over there, why they're like, I get it. Dunkirk, they had no excuse, dude. It's like, dude, he made this movie for you guys, and you fucking didn't give a shit. And then it took him a second World War II try, and then they came around. You know what I mean?
And like, I got to be honest, like the Dunkirk stuff in Atonement is beautiful. Like, it is exceptionally poetic, but it's just a different style of telling the Dunkirk story.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and like, I love them both. Not as much as you obviously is with Atonement, but like, yeah, like, I don't really think I could pick one depiction of the other because I think they just work so differently to different effects.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't.
But
really overlap
like, yeah. Regardless, Dunkirk, fantastic stuff.
How many times do you reckon you've seen it now?
so much, man. I don't know. I reckon I would have watched it like 4 or 5 times before I even got Letterboxd, so whatever that tally is, +5.
Yeah. Very nice. Very good. I watched A Most Violent Year again, which is... Dude, can you believe we reviewed this now over 3 years ago?
No, when we were talking about that
blew
last
my
week, that
mind.
shocked me.
That blew my mind. Because I've been wanting to rewatch it for a little bit. And then I was first of all in that state of mind of like, oh, but I watched it not that long ago, so I'll wait a bit. I realized it's been 3 years. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Oh, dude, this movie's awesome. I basically entirely agree with what I said last time. So go listen back to the review for 3 years ago if you want to. But I don't know. Oscar Isaac is so good in this movie. This movie has a very interesting Godfather quality to it, to me, where I don't think it's as good as The Godfather, but it has this quality of like this main protagonist, a phenomenal performance, a very clear arc for this character. Obviously, they're pseudo gangsters kind of thing anyway. So that's a bit of, regardless of that though, just in terms of the way the story functions and the character arc functions, combined with the performance, it just, watching it, I was just, especially after I'd watched The Godfather semi recently as well, it just really reminded me of The Godfather. I'm kind of like, this feels from a story perspective, from a filmmaking perspective, like it has very similar qualities that make The Godfather compelling, kind of in a modern lens here, which I just thought was really cool. I was kind of like, yeah, this is probably the closest thing to The Godfather I've seen made in the last 10 years. And I say that in a good way because there's been plenty of differences as well.
Just 10 years.
That it's 10 years since they made it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's an awesome movie. Oscar Isaac's phenomenal. Jessica Chastain's one of my favorites as well. Can't go wrong with this movie. Check it out if you haven't. Fitzy, what have you been watching?
I don't think I have anything. Yeah.
Oh shit!
No, actually, I watched The Shape of Water. What a brilliant, Oscar-deserving film.
The Fish Man.
What won in 2014? Did A Most Violent Year deserve 2014?
Whew.
2014.
Well, it came out in 14. So what was the?
It would be 15.
Yeah. Oh my god, what one? Oh, Spotlight. No, Spotlight, or was that the year after?
Spotlight was after that.
Was Boyhood 2014?
No, that was. Oh, maybe. Was that 2012? That it came out.
Maybe it was 2013.
Yeah. American Hustle was 13, maybe. 14.
I didn't win Best Picture.
No, but it was competing with it as well.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, why don't we still got the fucking list?
Interstellar would have been 2014, 15.
Oh, 12 Years a Slave.
No, that came out.
But this is 2013. Yeah, it won in
2015 Oscar Best Picture.
Don't tell me
Birdman.
Speculate. Ah, fuck.
Birdman. Shit.
Sorry, Jaden. Sorry. I was a second late there on the delay. Oh, dude, look at this competition. Oh my god. Whiplash.
Yeah, it's pretty tight country.
Oh, for Jaden, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Ooh.
Boyhood, yeah. Boyhood's there.
Was Boyhood really that year? I thought Boyhood was like 2012, man.
I did too, actually. But yeah. Yeah, that's a huge year. Dude, I mean, I don't know. Did that movie even get any Oscar noms? I don't even know. Shit, I'll have to look that up separately. Yeah, that's a tough year. That's tough. I can't reasonably. I don't know if I'd prefer that or Birdman. Honestly, that's tough. And then Whiplash is obviously Whiplash. So yeah. To answer your question, don't know if I could say it would win, but very good from the year though. Now comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week, we asked you, what is the best Hollywood production company? Dr. Luke said, MGM. Okay. Metro Goldwyn Mayer?
No, Meg Good Spell My Family, or whatever they say in Babylon.
What?
You know in Babylon where like he's trying to pep up the crew about their pay cuts, and he's like, everyone thinks MGM stands for whatever, but he goes, no, it's actually Hebrew for Meg Good Spell My Family or some shit like that.
I don't remember that at all.
No, I've seen it twice.
Was it Babylon? Or was it Mank? It might have been Mank. No, it would have been Babylon, I think. I think it was Babylon. It
probably was. The fact I don't remember it is not either way a reveal of that. Okay. And Dr. Luke's reasoning is that the lion is cool. And okay. All right. Sure. Andy said, I think it goes without saying that the best Hollywood production company is also MGM, like Dr. Leak mentioned. Why is this obvious? I don't get it. What's so obvious about this?
Because it's
Dude,
just
they're
like the
Amazon now.
classic. Yeah, but I think like just for historical purposes, it's like got to be one of the top 2 ones. I don't know.
Really? Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think The Lion's really cool too, but I don't know. That's kind of it. That's the only thing I like about him, really. I guess they did Bond. Yeah. Okay. Um, Andy though, he continues. But since you excluded Bollywood, I can say that the greatest foreign production company in the world is Shaw Brothers Studio from Hong Kong. Randomly enough, the only famous Hollywood film Shaw Brothers had actually co-produced was Blade Runner, so it fits your question actually. They were like the Warner Brothers of Asia during the 70s and early 80s, and their logo intro was simply iconic. Quentin Tarantino loved watching bloody martial arts flicks produced by the Shaw Brothers, especially the ones directed by Chang She. Chang She? I don't know. And has dedicated the logo during the start of both Kill Bill films. Dude, I'm looking at this right now.
It just looks like the WB logo.
That's just what? It's not the Warner Brothers logo.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. They stole that shit. How can it be iconic for something you stole, man? I don't know. So sorry about that, Andy. But yeah, that's totally plagiarized.
Although to be fair, WB was different in the 70s, 80s, wasn't it? It was the old retro logo.
Surely it wasn't much different though, right?
It was. Well, it's the WB, like the black with the WB and white.
I can't picture what you're saying. Oh, the one that they do at like the one that's at the start of Joker and shit. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
So maybe WB did steal off Shaw Brothers. I actually don't know the chronology of that.
Oh no. So I've got the history of Warner Brothers logos here. Their first iteration of one that you would say is similar was in 1929.
Ooh.
And then they did switch from 1972 to 1990 to that one you're talking about. But then they switched back.
Okay.
Revived the old one. So yeah. Okay. I mean, hey, look, I'm all for logos being a big part of the reasoning if we want. I'm not against that. But yeah, Jaden, best production company.
I don't know about best. I don't know if I really have like a true like allegiance to one.
Disney's number one shill.
Sorry?
Disney's number one shill. Come on.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping you would go to other places first, so that I could then like wheedle my answer down.
Oh, I can do that if you like.
Yeah.
So my favorite production company is Syncope, because it's just Christopher Nolan and Emma Thomas. I think I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that work there. So they're my favorite. Dude, yeah, like I was saying, so many of them are subsidiaries. I got the word right. Fuck yeah. Of each other. These days. So like, if you go back and look at like I don't know classic films you like or whatever, and you see fucking what do you see? Goddamn Touchstone Pictures and all these ones that are just they're just Disney now or whatever. That happens a lot. So like I don't know. Of the big ones, it's between Warner Brothers and Disney for me. Honestly, I'm not a Disney hater. I don't mind. I probably have to go with Warner Brothers because I went there to their studios, and that was pretty sick. And I went to that. We went out the front of one of their. You know, they got like the lots. Went out of one of the big lots there, and they like played. They were like we were in this little cart, this golf cart thing, on the tour, and then they put up on the little TV like, here's what they shot in this lot, and it was like that scene with Inception where the water fills the room.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking sick, dude. Yeah. That's fucking sick. I think you just won a lifelong loyalist here with this propaganda. You know what I mean? I don't know, something about, and they did Harry Potter. You know, that's pretty great. That's pretty up there for me. Their logo's plastered at the. I like how they use the logo creatively at the start of every Harry Potter film.
Creatively, they put a filter on it.
It deteriorates each movie, Jaden. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. I don't think you've seen them before, so I just had to check.
So as you can see, one viewing, I think I picked it up.
Yeah. So as you can see, my reasoning for my choice is totally whack and creative. But it is what it is. You know what? Actually, see, I was thinking in the realm of film. Janice, I'm giving you a lot of room here to be able to bounce off of here. Probably too much room, actually. But Hollywood production company. Yeah, it counts. HBO. HBO's my favorite.
Hollywood box office.
Is that what it means?
No, home.
Oh, you gaslit me for 1 second where I thought that's actually what it meant. No, HBO is my answer. I guess I was thinking in the realm of film, so I didn't come to mind. But it counts, right? They're in Hollywood. They're located there in Boomba.
Well, they're just WB.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Well, they're owned. Well, they were purchased. So it's a bit.
No,
it's one of those things. But yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. As a company, HBO, I would say, okay. Spirit of the question: best production company. Thinking of the company that comes up at the start, or a company that they're doing something I'm most interested in, it's HBO consistently. If there's a HBO show, I am 75% more likely to watch it. As you can see, I'm having an aneurysm today, but that's fine. I'm very likely to watch a show just because it's HBO, is my point. It's like a very highly rated seal of quality in my mind, and they've earned that. So, and that's a level of, I guess, I don't know, loyalty that no other studio has from me, so I'll give it to them. There you go.
Apart from the sync copy, apparently.
Yeah, but like, you picture the sync copy head office, and it's just like, it's just Nolan and Emma's home office. They're just in there, typing away. They're doing their accounting or whatever. Okay, Jane. Hopefully, did that help you at all? Probably not.
Well, you didn't really mention any of the ones that I was going, but
yeah,
it's chill.
Okay.
I'll take you back through history a little bit. RKO, like I've only seen 4 of their films, amongst like their classic catalog, but like from what I've seen, it's all fantastic. Citizen Kane, obviously, but then the Hitchcock pictures and Notorious and The Stranger, and then The Most Dangerous Game is a really fun kind of early Hollywood kind of horror-esque type thing. And then they also have their history with other kind of genre films in Cat People and King Kong and all that shit. And then also in terms of genre films, I think Hammer Film deserves a little bit of a shout, because I'm a horror guy, so when they have films like The Devil Rides Out and Nolan in Black and Let Me In and all the other classic Quatermass in the Pit and the Mummies and all that shit, give those guys a bit of a blast. And then probably Neon is the other one that's kind of, I haven't seen a whole lot of their films, but like obviously like Long Legs is my top film of the moment, and Palm Springs is strong, and Parasite they're distributed, so I don't know if they can really call it their film. And then you got other stuff like Honeyland, and that once again they're distributed, but like they've got a really strong kind of filmography under their belt that's steadily growing, like incredible classics. So I mean classics, like incredible like modern films that will soon become classics, I'd say. So yeah, I'll give those ones a shout.
I haven't heard of Neon before.
They're the Long Legs guys.
Yeah, nice. Is that okay? So we got to keep an eye on them.
Oh, they did I, Tonya and shit like that, and Ferrari they distributed.
Ferrari? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that. Okay.
No, like they've been around for a bit now, but it's like in the past couple of years they've been really kind of developing.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay. Very good. My dogs are having a meltdown. So, Jaden. Sorry, Liam.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a good I don't really have an allegiance to any film company per se. As Jaden kind of said, but initially I was just gonna like go off of vibes, like which one. Looking at all these companies, which one do I feel the best when their logo pops up?
Yeah.
Universal Pictures is obviously pretty iconic. You see the globe, and isn't Australia like cut out from the final image? I think it is. I think it's I think it's like America and Africa and Europe, and it's just but then I saw, when you're looking at the Warner Bros. I was looking at the Warner Bros. Logos, and I saw this logo from '72, and I was like, oh, that was in Barry Lyndon. And then I remembered that Kubrick, most of Kubrick's films were Warner Bros. And Scorsese's done in Warner Bros. And I mean, Heat was Warner Bros. And just
Yeah.
there's just a lot of
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, Nolan and a lot of great directors that have come to Warner Bros. You know.
Denis done his bit with Warner Bros.
Yeah.
So like,
For sure.
yeah, I think I just for those directors alone, I'd go for Warner Bros. But they also just have like a power, a presence, you know, that I don't know if I get from other film companies per se. I mean, Fox, like Searchlight, it just feels like a big like conglomerate, you know. It doesn't have that kind of that cinematic prowess, I guess.
Yeah.
That feeling to it. So
I think back when they were independent, you could make the art. Like people felt very strongly about, and I think still do, about, you know, the old 20th Century Fox opening.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously great, but like,
but that's totally that feels so hollow now, for sure.
Yeah, it feels more hollow.
How does it feel hollow, Zach?
Mate, I thought you were the one that didn't want to say anything about Disney on this show. Don't you agree though? Like whenever they have that version that plays now where it says 20th Century Studios, it's like the same music and shit. So like, man, come on, this doesn't hit. This doesn't work anymore. Just fucking put the fucking Walt Disney Castle up, and we'll be happier. You know what I mean? We know you're behind this, guys.
Well, speaking of that, why don't you say Pixar? You fucking suck their dick every other week.
Oh yeah, they're up there for huge for sure. Yeah, I probably should have actually. Yeah. No, I like Fitzy's test though. Just like scrolling through, like what sort of clicks in your mind of just like
some
sort of resonance.
New Line Cinema does too, but I think it's just because of Magnolia was New Line Cinema, and I just remember it for that. I don't know.
Yeah, most people remember them for Lord of the Rings, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that little film.
That little thing.
Yeah. I think in terms of a seal of quality, I'm just trying to look at my shelf. I think Ghibli comes as a seal of quality for me, big time.
Sure.
I know you've had your ups and downs with them, which is fucking weird because you're dumb. But like, you know, I've never been disappointed in them.
You're definitely most people on that for sure. Yeah, that's a good one. So how honestly, I know. Don't get me wrong, I know Pixar has plenty of fans too, but how you guys feel about Ghibli? I feel about Pixar, where it's like, so that's why it was a good suggestion. Yeah. Seen that Pixar logo on a film, seen the HBO thing on a TV show. They do it for me, so they're probably my two best answers, actually. Yeah, dude. If I see like there's this new, I don't know, animated movie coming out or whatever, and it says like Wish or whatever, and it's like that, just Walt Disney Animation. It's like, nah, fuck that, whatever. But if you'd make the exact same movie and it's got the Pixar logo next to it, I'm like, oh yeah, day one.
That's the A24 effect of indie films, but it's just applied to fucking animated films for you.
Yeah, 100%. It really has.
Where like you take
DreamWorks, get out.
And like that's why I didn't say A24, because I don't want to be the A24 guys. Like, despite like the amazing shit they've kind of put out, but like, you know, they kind of get pleasured enough with their shouts. So
for sure, yeah. You know, we're sophisticated here. We don't. Basically, every other podcast would have said, "Oh, I love A24. They have merchandise that I can buy." You know,
it's great merchandise as well. Like,
yeah, actually,
let's be honest.
sick.
Yeah,
I saw that Death Stranding shirt. And I'm like, oh, I want that. You know,
I mean, even like the like when you buy the scripts, like they're very well put together, kind of manufactured kind of basis. You know?
Yeah, they're pretty hard to make fun of, actually.
Yeah,
I tried. Yeah. All right. As always, we'd love you to submit your responses, thoughts, and or reviews for next week's film in the YouTube or Instagram comment section, or join the Discord server this week. The specific question we'll be asking you is, what is the most overrated movie of all time?
Huge. Or just for some time.
What is the most overrated movie in some time?
What is the most overrated
for some time
movie of the last 2 centuries?
Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Let us know. But yes, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Fitzy, what are we doing next week?
We're doing Gladiator. Big one. In preparation for Gladiator 2, which is coming to cinemas soon. Yeah, I mean, we asked the question because I feel like it's part of like Zach's personality at this point that he, feels like Gladiator is a mid movie and that it's overrated. So, but yeah, it's a massive movie, So yeah, it's Gladiator.
Yeah, that's right. All of the basically all of your parents love this movie. All of your casual people who are like above the age of 40 think this is a great movie.
I just think of Ralph from the Sopranos. He loved Gladiator. Remember, he like talked about Gladiator all the time.
Yeah. He's the exact kind of person who would love Gladiator. Oh man. Anyway, no, I am actually genuinely very excited to do this, to revisit it. I've only seen it once, and mainly, dude, I don't know why. I think it's what we were talking about last week. It's the Ridley effect, where I'm really excited for the second movie. I don't know. I've got like no reason to be excited about it because my thoughts on the first one. But I'm excited to see the second movie. I think that last trailer was really good too. And freaking, I don't know.
Yeah,
Ridley, Denzel, Pedro. Oh my, I don't know, dude. This is getting me. I'm not going to lie.
It still blows my mind that the difference in quality between the first trailer and the trailer we saw in the cinemas. Like, yeah, there's a massive difference in quality there.
Definitely.
Like it seems like two different films. Like really, like the first trailer, it seemed like really just like a cheap, like over bloated like Gladiator knockoff where they just like inflate everything. But in the second one, it actually gave it like meaning and purpose, and it actually felt epic and it felt justified, and like it actually had like a solid foundation and story. Yeah,
I agree. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in a couple of weeks. But first, we got to get through the first one. So yeah, did you say what it's on?
No, it's on Stan and Foxtel and Prime. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Is it on Prime?
I mean, when it says it's on Prime,
wasn't it on like a service for ages and it was just taken off recently? Was it?
Surely not.
It says it's on Prime.
Okay.
Nice. You got a few options. You got a few options there, people. Very good. Okay. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate Liam and Jaden for joining me as always. Have a great rest of your week and goodbye.
Prick.
Whoa.